Imagine this. You step into a time machine and set the dial to decades before you were born. You arrive, find your grandfather as a young man, and you prevent him from ever meeting your grandmother. Now here's the catch. If your grandfather never has children, then your parents never exist. And if your parents never exist, you never exist. But wait, if you never existed, then who traveled back in time in the first place? This is the grandfather paradox, a logical loop where past and future tear each other apart. It's not just science fiction. Here's why it's so fascinating. If time travel is possible, events in the past should be fixed. You can visit them but not change them. But the grandfather paradox says, what if you do change them? Then the entire chain of reality collapses on itself, leaving us with a contradiction. And contradictions aren't just problems. In physics, contradictions could mean impossibility. But hold on, is there a way out of this paradox? Some theories say yes. The multiverse escape theory says that every time you change the past, you don't rewrite your timeline. Instead, you create a new one. So in one universe, your grandfather lives and you're born. In another, he never meets your grandmother, and you never exist there. No contradiction, just parallel worlds branching forever. Another theory of self-consistency principle states that universe simply won't allow it to happen. Maybe you go back in time, but every attempt you make to stop your grandfather fails. Events bend themselves so that history stays consistent. And here's the really wild part. MIT scientists tested this with quantum particles. They tried to send photons back in time to destroy their earlier selves. The result was the closer they got to succeeding, the more the experiment failed. It's like the universe has a built-in defense system against paradoxes. And here comes the really strange twist with the bootstrap paradox. You don't erase your family line at all. You actually become part of the reason it continues. In trying to eliminate your grandfather, your interference might accidentally guarantee he survives, meets your grandmother, and your father is born. So, you end up being part of the reason your lineage continues instead of breaking it. The grandfather paradox isn't really about eliminating grandfathers. It's about asking a bigger question. If time travel ever exists, does it mean we live in one unbreakable timeline, or an infinite web of realities? Either way, the paradox is less about time machines and more about the limits of human logic. It exposes a flaw in how we think about cause and effect. So next time you daydream about traveling to the past, to fix mistakes, to change history, or even just to see it, remember the grandfather paradox. Because if you change the past, you may just erase the very version of yourself that wanted to go there in the first place. Mind-bending, isn't it? Help the channel grow by clicking on the like and hype, and be sure to subscribe. It helps the channel to get into the algorithm. Hope to see you again.